So you know how I said I accepted payment for the testing video prior to releasing it and testing it? Let me show you why. Hey everybody, welcome back to Adventures of Spackmann. Today we're looking at the Space Dome 2 by Unigear. Now, I want to start off by saying Unigear did pay me for this review and testing video. When they first reached out to me asking me if I wanted to test their tent, I said no, I wasn't interested, because I really wasn't. It didn't interest me, it's just a dome tent for backpacking, and it just didn't interest me. But then they sent me the poles, asking me to review the tent, and they're actually paying me to review this tent. Don't worry, guys. Let's get this on the table right now. They are paying me, but I've already received payment from them for this video, so it's non-biased. I already received the money, they did pay me, but this is my words, not theirs. So let's get this tent open. So when they contacted me, I told them about the Spackmann water torture test. And I was like, is your tent waterproof? Because my water torture test will show it all. And they said, yes, it's got a static head rating of 2,000 mm's, whatever that means. But that's pretty much standard nowadays, 2,000 to 3,000 millimeters of water per square inch, or whatever that number means. And they said it will pass. We're gonna find out together if that's true. Now, I also had an idea. I told you guys that I don't want this tent. So what popped into my head was giving this away to a homeless person. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments down below. Should I give this away to a homeless person? I kind of want to open it up to the whole group of outdoor YouTubers that get free gear from companies and say, listen, you know, homelessness in America or wherever you are is a big problem everywhere in the world. Maybe we should start giving them our gear. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below. I did reach out to Unigear about my idea, and they're sending me a second one to give to 2 people. So let me know. I think it's a great idea. When it popped into my head, I just thought it was great. I don't want to do it for views. I just want to do it because I think it's the right thing to do. So let me know what you guys think. All right, let's get into it. Off the bat, it comes with a bag with a handle with 2 buckles and then a pull cord. Now, after I open it, the bag has tons of room in it, so I don't think getting it back in the bag will be an issue. It has one of these clips. I never use these, but they're good to have for sleeping bags and stuff like that. Looks like we got tent poles, tent stakes, and some guy out ropes. And here is the tent fly. When I get a new tent and I'm doing a review on it, the first thing I like to do is check for loose threads, check out the quality of the sew job and how they did with this tent. So that's what I'm gonna do now, so bear with me while I look this over. A couple loose threads on the door zipper flaps. I think there might be 2 doors, because I'm noticing it on both sides of the tent. Let me show you guys the loose threads I found on the door zipper flaps. Right here on one of them. This isn't gonna affect this tent at all. We're on the zipper flaps for the door. Some here, some here. The rest of it looks so good. The rest of it all looks like this. The rest of the tent looks, the rest of the tent fly looks good, I should say. I haven't looked at the rest of the tent yet. Let's get into the little stake bag. It's like opening presents, you know? I really like doing this stuff. Guy out ropes that look reflective. I want to say they're red, matching the tent body and the tent pegs, and they have reflective material throughout them. The guy out lines have aluminum cord tensioners and cord locks. That's cool. They are 6-sided shepherd's hook aluminum stakes. Now, I have no prior knowledge of this tent whatsoever besides looking at a picture on their website. It looks like we have at least 3 poles here. A small one. I'm assuming this goes across the top to push the vestibules away from the tent. We have 2 long poles and 2 of those short poles. Let's see if we can figure out how to put this tent up without looking at the directions. This tent has sleeves that the poles go into. I am really not a fan of these pole sleeve style tents. Tent manufacturers have gotten away from that because it's such a pain in the butt to these clips. This tent has these clips for where it goes down to where the pole meets the tent. So I don't know why they didn't just continue that all the way across, because sometimes getting these poles through these sleeves just really sucks. I do have to say that was wicked easy though. Wow. that was easy. On each corner of the tent is a grommet that your pole goes into. This clip is gonna be for the Rainfly to clip onto the tent body. So now what you wanna do is go to each 4 corners and hook those up. Now when you go to put it in the opposite side, it's going to start erecting the tent. Pull that to the middle. And do the same thing to the opposite side. This is a freestanding tent, meaning that you don't have to have the corners pegged out in order for it to stand. The poles go into the grommets and it holds it up itself. Once you get the poles in the grommets, go around and clip the tent body to the poles. Once you get your main poles in, it's time for these cross-section poles. And then on your tent are little grommets for those poles. And they just slide right in there just like so. There's one of those on both sides for these poles. And those are pretty easy to connect. Also, it was really easy to get it through these ones too. They're shorter, and they just go right through. Adding these poles really opens up the body of this tent. As you can see, it's very spacious. Wow, this is actually a really big tent. Let's check out the inside. Like I said, there's doors on either side of this tent, as well as the logo right on each side. Unigear Space Dome 2.
Got double zippers.
And both doors have zippable mesh windows. Now I'm gonna go around and check the threads on the outside. And like I said, with most of the body of the Fly, this stitching looks perfect. This is a budget tent, a 2-person backpacking tent. It's under $200. I wanna say it's $150-ish. I'll throw it up on the screen right here. Warning, do not operate with burning fuel inside your tent. Don't tell me how to have fun. I think we're supposed to have 3 gear pockets. One right here, and one right here. So there is 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 loops to hang stuff from the inside. All right, guys, this is looking pretty nice so far. Threads look good. Nice bathtub floor. There is one seam on the bathtub floor on the back here, or front, depending on how you're looking at it, and the corners have seams. But on the actual floor, there's a seam back here, but it is seam taped, so that should be waterproof. Let's get the Rainfly on here. So attaching the Fly to the body of the tent is as easy as clipping that together. Now they say this is a freestanding tent, and it is. Right now it's standing, it's done, it's ready to be camped in. But if you want a guy out the doors, the vestibules, you're gonna need stakes or rocks or something to hold it out with. And there's one point. My ground's still frozen. There's 2 different vestibules. The other side has a double zipper vestibule, and this one has a single one. I already have the one side of the back door vestibule staked out. Just like that. See how it's got double zippers on this door? Now, looking at this, it looks like a hot mess. Let's tighten up this Rainfly and see how it does. On the tent Fly, there's grommets for those cross poles too. Let me show you. Right up in here. And that pole goes into that grommet, holding out the tent Fly. So, first impressions, it seems very well made. I do like the 2-door vestibule situation that they got going on. Lots of room for storage for you and whoever you're with, or just lots of room for yourself. 2-person backpacking tents are really just enough for 1 person and all your gear. But this one definitely has enough room for 2 people to sleep in it comfortably with all their gear in the vestibules. We have a rainstorm coming tomorrow, so I'm gonna leave this up for that. If it passes that test with the rainstorm, I will be putting it up against the Spackmann water torture test. If it fails just during the rainstorm tomorrow, I will be seam sealing it and then testing it with the Spackmann water torture test. So since initial filming of this test video, I've received the second Unigear tent from them, and I am currently testing that. So I'm sorry, but you guys have to wait for the water testing video, and that's gonna come next week. Thanks a lot for watching this one, guys. We'll see you next week.